Welcome back. So we're here tonight and we got kind of an easy job to do. I took one apart already trying to get the parts so that this could be a real quick video, and lo and behold, when I try to put it back together, I screw up the O-ring. So we're kind of back where we started, but I'll show you tearing down another hydraulic cylinder so you know how to rebuild them yourself. Okie dokie. Well, what you got to do to start is have a hydraulic cylinder that's leaking, and we already have that. So this hydraulic cylinder right here is from the hoist. So it has one port right there that allows the fluid to go in and out, and then all the way down at this end is where it goes up and down, pulling on the chain, which raises and lowers the vehicle. So what you need to do is get yourself a spanner wrench. It looks something like this. Ours has a square or a round point here. Some of them have a square, and you want to locate that little hole right there in the cap. So we're going to put this in here. They're not really tight the majority of the time, so you can usually just crack them. My table keeps moving away on me here. There we go. Now you move over to the next one. There you go. All right, so now as you start loosening this, there is going to be some fluid coming out. So as you can see, I have a bucket right here below. And all you want to do is keep twisting this little guy. This is really hard one-handed. There we go. So this is something super simple. You don't need to take it to a hydraulic shop or be nervous about it or anything. Anybody can do it with some simple hand tools. I thought I'd be able to get away with doing it by hand, but I guess not. So these just go kind of snug, and then give it another little tap around. There we go. Like I said, make sure you got your bucket right below it. Okay, so we have the top collar off. Now you're just going to start pulling out the shaft, and it doesn't look like we have a ton of fluid in this one, but sometimes they do. Here you go. Sometimes they do have a bunch of fluid, and if so, it's all going to come out. That's why you want your bucket down underneath. So now that we have that out, we'll set it up here on the bench, and we can start tearing it down. So this seal right here is usually the one that would be leaking, and then this little plastic wiper here, or guide, this just stops it from wearing the inside of the cylinder here. So it rides on top of this little plastic ring. Here, we can pop this one off real quick. So it rides on the top of this little plastic ring here, and this is a wear item. This is supposed to wear down before the guts. Now you can see here that there is quite a bit of dirt, so that's probably what led to this thing starting to break down. Okay, so now that that's off, that wear ring goes right here in this groove like I showed you. I zipped off the lock nut and the washer that holds this whole carriage on. You just slide this guy off, and then you have an O-ring right here. Let me clean this up. And that's what I damaged on the last one. I tried to slip that back over. I put a ton of grease on it like I usually do, but when it went over, it kind of chaffed it, and here we are. So I'm going to pull this one off, and I can take it and get the sizing of it, get a replacement for the other one. But I figured I'd show you how far we get on here. So with this guy off here, that one on that way like that, you take off this collar and that's your height limit. It'll only let it go up until the backside here hits that and it runs into the cap. So that stops it from overextending and popping right out. Now we need to get this right here slid all the way down and pop it off. So let's do that. Okay, so as you can see, this thing is absolutely filthy, and you can see right below my finger there, it is actually ripped, and that's why all that dirt was getting down inside. So what that thing does is keep all of the fluid in the cylinder, and obviously with this thing pushed open that far, as you can see, there's a ton of play in this. Can you see that? There you go. So with all that play in there, that's why we have a leak. So what we're gonna do is kind of clean this thing up. We wanna get all the dirt and grime and gross out of there. Clean it all up, and then we'll bring you back. All right, so we just threw some brake cleaner on here and got it cleaned up, and we have our little pick. We're gonna go in here and just pull this sucker out. You don't have to be too gentle because obviously this one is trash. Okay, so there that goes. Now what we need to do is clean that little trough in there, that little slot that thing lives in. So we're gonna wipe it around with a rag. You can see all the crud coming out of it. All right, so that's good and clean now. Now what we want to do is put our new seal right here back down in the same spot. So all you're going to do is kind of walk it in one side, and then you just kind of push it. Boop, there you go. Okay, so there you go. That's in there. Now what we want to do is we're going to pull out that bottom little wear ring. One second. Okay, so all we did was clean out under that wear ring, put a whole bunch of grease all over that new seal, and slip it on up. So what we need to do now is get this blue seal off. We're going to do the same thing. Shove a pick underneath it, pop it off. We'll clean up the two grooves where this seal and that wear ring live. And I have a new wear ring here and a new seal. Those three pieces are from the other cylinder already. So what we're going to do is pull that off. We'll put the white seal and the black wear ring on, and the only thing we need right here is a new O-ring, and we are good to go. So let's get this thing wrapped up. We'll pull that O-ring off so tomorrow I can go grab a new one of those. All right, so here's what we got. We got the new wear ring on there. We got the new seal here. What we're going to do is put a ton of grease down here on the inside, ton of grease out here on the outside of this wear ring, outside of this seal. And then once we get this O-ring, we'll grease that up. So what I usually do for something that's super small like an O-ring, I throw it in a big old Ziploc bag. That way it's a little bit easier to not lose it. So we'll go and get a new O-ring tomorrow. The rest of these pieces here are all garbage. We can get rid of all those. And yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a functioning hydraulic cylinder with no leaks as of tomorrow. So I will go get some sleep. Catch you tomorrow when I have the parts. We'll wrap this sucker up. Well, wouldn't you know it? We go ahead and get the cylinder all rebuilt. I try to make a video showing you how easy it is, and I run into a problem. We're just gonna say that this is my kind of luck, right? So I'll show you what happened, and I'll show you what I got to do to fix it, even though I'm not really sure how yet. So as you saw here, we have the top gland nut there that we put the new wear seal in, or the seal in, and the new wear ring. Well, if you can kind of see that, I don't know if you can see all the play there, but there's a ton of play between the shaft here and that seal. So when I put the ram in the hoist arm and I went to start putting it up, you can see all the kitty litter here. Well, all of it was building pressure coming out through that seal and all the way down, which obviously isn't going to do us any good. So we did all of that work, and now we get to do it all again just by luck. I guess, you know, practice makes perfect. Anyways, so my plan now is to try and take that gland nut off, take it down to the hydraulic shop with me, and measure out a new one. I'm not exactly sure what happened or how it went wrong, but we're here now and it is what it is. Anyways, the procedure is going to be the same. We're going to take our little spanner wrench, spin that nut off. We'll zip off the bolt, or the nut on the bottom, I should say. We can pull that gland nut off, and then hopefully we can get it back in there and get the right one. So I'm going to do that. I don't think there's any need to continue this video to drag you guys through all that kind of stuff. So next time you see a video, hopefully this hoist is working, and if so, you'll know we got the right seal. If you don't see it working for a couple more videos, you know we failed miserably, and take that as a note to self to make sure you have the right one. It is what it is, such is life, I suppose. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I would like to shout out to MS Supply. Thank you very much to Robert and the team over there for always supporting us with fasteners and, you know, butt connectors and bolts and bolt bins and everything else like that that we need here to keep this place running. So shout out to MS Supply. If you need anything, they are not afraid to drop ship, and they have some of the best prices out there. So make sure you give them a call or go to the website mssupply.com. Anywho, thank you very much. We will catch you guys in the next video. See ya!